TFWire.com Retro Review.
Hey, this is Matrix Prime at TFWire.com, and I'm coming at you with my review of the Reissue G1 Megatron figure. Let me go ahead and set the figure down here for a second and show you the packaging. This is not the book style reissue. This is not any encore reissue. This is actually the original G1 reissue figure here. If you're familiar with the Japanese packaging, the packaging for this figure closely mimics that. So just go ahead and flip the packaging around so you can see what the back looks like. I paid $79. The price is still on there. I think this figure here, at least this release, goes for quite a bit more than that now, although you might want to check around on eBay. If you're someone who's into the packaging, I would probably highly recommend picking this one up simply because it mimics the original Japanese G1 packaging. If you're just going for the figure itself, then you might want to look for one of the cheaper ones, because you'll probably be able to save quite a bit of money. So let me go ahead and set the packaging aside and bring the figure back up here. Now here's Megatron in gun mode. As you can clearly see, this is just the basic gun mode. And in gun mode, he's modeled after a Walther P38, which it says so right there. And the basic colors here are just gray, chrome, and black. As you can see, we've got some stickers here. We've got a large Decepticon symbol back here in the grip. We've got another smaller one up here along the side of the gun, and behind that we've got this swirly design. Flip the figure around here. Again, we've got the swirly design, a big Decepticon symbol, and then we've got the rub symbol here. This is actually a bit smaller than an actual Walther P38, but it does fit in adult hands quite nicely. And you can pull the trigger. Now this figure here, if you look here at the top, it's got this hole. You can insert little plastic bullets here, and the figure does come with 2 trees of them. I've never shot any of the bullets. I don't plan on doing that, so I'm not going to demonstrate that here. And I'm not quite sure how far they shoot, although the spring seems to be pretty tight there, so I would imagine it would go somewhat far, but again, I'm just speculating at this point. So there's the basic Megatron in gun mode. Now, we're all familiar with Megatron from the G1 cartoon, and he's got a lot of extra pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and attach those to show you. And I'm probably sliding this the wrong way. I haven't done this in a while. There we go. So there's the scope. The figure also includes the stock here. Go ahead and attach that. Again, probably the wrong way. There we go. There's the stock. Now he's got one more piece here, the silencer. And I'm going to go ahead and separate this into 2 different pieces because it's actually a bit easier to get on that way. I'm just going to slide this piece over the barrel of the figure here. And then take the other piece and slide it onto that. And again, all of these pieces here, except for the scope itself, are comprised of many different pieces. So you might find a few pieces here and there falling off. Go ahead and reattach the stock piece there. Now I don't have a wide angle lens on this camera, so I probably won't be able to get the entire figure in here at one time. But here's Megatron as we know him from the Generation 1 cartoon. We've got the basic gun, we've got the silencer, we've got the scope, and we've got the stock. Now this was the primary reason that I've always wanted this figure. I love the look of the gun mode, and while the extra pieces may not be super realistic, I think they actually work quite well here with the gun and actually make it look quite nice. I haven't found a way to display this figure in gun mode yet. It probably requires a custom stand to do so, but I'm going to have to look into that a bit more because I really like the way it looks here in the gun mode. So let me go ahead and detach the pieces here. Set the stock aside, set the scope aside, and we'll set the silencer aside here. So we're back down to the basic gun mode. Let me go ahead and start the transformation by grabbing the grip here and sliding it down. And go ahead and separate those and bring it forward a bit here. These will become the legs. Next, I'm going to take this back section, flip it down, take this and flip it up, And now I'm going to take this piece here, flip it sideways, and raise it up. Now I'm going to take the barrel, I'm going to fold it back, and flip it around. And if we look here, there's a little cutout here, and the barrel is going to rest right underneath there. Just like that. I'm going to go back to the legs here and sort of pull down and push forward as I'm doing this. Maybe. There we go. It'll slide the feet out and forward. Now I'm going to take this back section here and split them apart. There's a peg here holding this together, and on my figure it's quite tight, so this might take me a second. There we go. Separate those. Now if we look here, there's a little slider in here, and I'll go ahead and slide that down. That'll reveal the hands. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab the forearm piece and pull that forward. Go ahead and do the same to the other side here. Reveal the hands, pull the forearm, and we've now got the arms. As for the head, we just rotate this entire section forward. We get the arms out of the way first. Rotate the entire section forward, and the head just rests on the chest area there. It doesn't actually lock into place, it just rests there. So let me rotate the arms down here so you can see it a bit better. And we now have Megatron in a robot mode. Now the color scheme is practically the same. We've got your gray, we've got the chrome, and we've got the black. The only other added coloring is in the form of the stickers, which you can see on the inside of the legs here, and up here on the chest area, which I guess in this case would actually be like the abdominal region. I don't know, he's a bit out of proportion. So as far as articulation is concerned, we have the legs which bend forward a little bit, not much. I'm going to assume this is the knee, although it's quite a bit high in the leg. And then we've got the arms, which we can rotate full 360 degrees. And that's pretty much it. You can't move the head, you can't move the waist at all. You can situate the legs differently if you want to have the figure have a wide stance, but that looks a bit odd, so I always fold the legs in here so they're close. And I guess that's pretty much it as far as articulation is concerned. Now, as far as weapons are concerned, we've got the scope here from the gun mode. I can go ahead and attach that to the right arm. And again, I'm probably sliding this the wrong way. I am. And now Megatron has his classic fusion cannon here, which you can have either down if the arm is straight up and down, or we can have the arm raised up and Megatron can point his fusion cannon forward. If you look here, the fusion cannon is quite big. Let me go ahead and set it back down here to the side, show you from the side. The fusion cannon is almost as long as the figure is tall, so it's definitely a bit out of proportion. Now, if you feel Megatron needs more weaponry, he does include, where did it go? This big giant chrome sword here. And the sword's got this peg, and on the inside of the hand they've got a hole. So I can just go ahead and attach the sword there. So now he's got this big giant chrome sword. And in addition to the sword, he's also got this chrome gun. And if we look here, there's a little peg on the side of the gun, and we can attach that to the right hand here. And Megatron's now got this big giant fusion cannon, big chrome gun, and this giant chrome sword here. So he's definitely got enough weaponry to fight the Autobots. Now let me go ahead and detach these. Pull the arm back out here. Now, in addition to all that, you can also use the scope, the stock, and the silencer to make a gun base for the figure. To be honest with you, I've never done that. I have no interest in doing that. I'm not going to show that here, but you can do that as well. Now again, the reason I bought this figure was for the gun mode alone. So this robot mode, I really don't care about. It's not all that great, especially when you set it next to some of the other G1 figures. It just doesn't hold up all that well. So if you're going to be buying this figure, do it simply for the gun mode. If you're a newbie just starting out getting into the G1 figures, this isn't one that I'm going to highly recommend. I would recommend this more for collectors alone. If you're just starting out in G1, I would probably say go for something like a Prime, maybe some of the G1 cars, but definitely stay away from this figure. Because the robot mode isn't all that great, and if you're not familiar with G1 at all, then you probably won't get the gun mode. So, but again, if you're buying this, simply do it for the gun mode, because that looks absolutely fantastic. I just haven't figured out a way to display it in gun mode yet, but like I said, I'm going to be looking into that. So I guess that's it. This is Jesse signing off.